Good morning. So today is Sunday, and it's about 10:49 in the morning, and I am getting my day started as far as my errands to prepare myself to go back to work tomorrow. So I've actually been up since 7 o'clock this morning, and I've been on the computer, you know, doing some stuff as far as with still looking for wholesale items and things like that that I can put on my page. So that's what I've been doing thus far this morning. I do have my hair in a small little bun here. I washed my hair last night, and I'm just waiting to get back home so that I can blow it out, and then I will I guess I'm gonna do Bantu knots, and so I'll do a Bantu knot out for the week. So that's the plan as far as my hairstyle, and I will be, like I said yesterday, I will be recording my hair video. So what I'm doing, where I'm headed to right at the moment, is to the bank, and I'm going to withdraw the money for my cash envelopes for the week. And like I told you guys on a previous video, that's what I'm doing as far as my budgeting. So I am going to withdraw the money so that I can go ahead and put the money into my cash envelope so that I'll have the money that I'm able to spend for the next 2 weeks. So yeah, and I'll give you a little glimpse of how I distribute my money into my envelopes once I withdraw it from the bank, because I'm gonna have to do it in the car, because when I leave the bank, I'm going to the grocery store and the dollar store to pick up groceries and household supplies. So yeah, that's what's on the agenda. I apologize for how I am looking, but this is a hair day, so it is what it is. So yeah, so I'll pop back in once I get to the bank. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull over into a parking space. And so what I do is, let's see here, I'm trying to get it to where you guys can see more down this way. Let's try to move this. Okay. Okay, so 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20. So I take out $420, which technically I take out $480 for my cash envelopes. 200 goes to groceries for 2 weeks. 100 goes to household. Dining out gets $60. Shopping gets $60, and gas gets I bumped it up to $70. So I might be off by 10. I can't. Okay. Well, anyway, I leave the money in for gas. I don't take that out. And yeah, which actually I took out too much, so it's fine. I just I took out too much anyway, just because I didn't calculate. So I wasn't gonna take out any. So anyway, I normally would take out yeah, it's $420, but now I have it down to $410, which makes it an odd amount. So I'll end up bumping it down to $400 that I'll end up taking out now per week, per pay week. But anyway, this is just for my cash envelopes. So anywho, what I do is I and normally I don't do the, I mean, and this week I wasn't going to do the $60 for shopping, and I was going to drop me down on my dining out. So I'll just do that anyway, just in my budgeting for the week. And I'm doing that because I purchased some items for business, and I don't like to this is my household envelopes. I'm going to put $100 into that. So so I don't like to I'm trying to budget myself, so I shouldn't be taking out anything really for dining out this week or shopping this week, just because I spent money on my business that I didn't plan to spend. Even though I'm saving money for that, it was still $60 in dining. It was still money that that I hadn't already budgeted for, so it has to come out of something else, which is my dining out and shopping money. This is groceries. So groceries gets $200, and this has actually been working great for me, guys. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82. It has really kept me on track. Like, I'm so used to just going in the grocery store or dollar store and just buying whatever, you know. If I feel like buying it, I buy it. And this is shopping, and this one gets $60. And I just didn't really have myself on a good budget, and so now I have myself on a budget, and it's been working so well for me. And I've been doing this since January, so we're going into the 3rd month of budgeting, and I'm proud of myself. And then this is my gas envelope. I just keep it, and I keep my receipts in there for gas that I use, that I purchase, and that way I can tell if I'm spending more than what I budget for, which is why I end up going from $60 on gas. Oops, sorry guys. I ended up going from $60 on gas up to $70, because I was noticing that I was always going over the 60 but not going over 70, and so I bumped that up to 70, and then So I bumped that up to 70, and I'm thinking about actually maybe pulling it up to. Is it somebody behind me? Like, oh, maybe he was pulling out in front of somebody. I'm like, I'm looking. I hear a horn blowing. But anyway, so yeah, I bumped it up to 70 for that reason. But I'm thinking I'm going to take it up to 80 because I still think I'm always right there on the cusp with my spending. Let me clean this camera off. Because for me, the gas always depends on what extracurricular activities you have to do. So I had factored in the $60 because I was just basing it on me going to and from work. But if I factor in other things that I do, then it actually needs to be probably $80 every 2 weeks, just because you know, running for kids, or you know, and then on the weekend if I go somewhere. I don't budget in for travel money though. Like if I go somewhere that's not planned, or that is planned, but if it's somewhere, like if I'm going, I haven't actually factored in if I'm going somewhere and I need to budget in money for that travel money. So anyway, I'm still working on my budgeting process, but it has so far been very helpful to me, and I will, once I kind of get it tweaked and down packed, I'll kind of give you guys just a video on that, just to see how I do my budgeting process, just because it may be helpful to someone else is watching. I know there are videos out there, but everyone doesn't watch YouTube videos. It's like if you run across someone that you know and they put up a YouTube video, then you may catch some information that you otherwise wouldn't have caught. So that's how I look at it. But anyway, going back to the budgeting, I also do have the sinking funds, but I just don't take that money out of the bank. Only, oh, that's what I forgot to do. I actually need to go back to the bank. I got ahead of myself. So anyway, I do also do the sinking funds, and that's basically where you put money aside for things like your car maintenance, vacation, medical insurance, bills, just other things that are going to occur in your life that you just want to go ahead and have some type of money set aside for. So I do have sinking funds set aside. I just don't, like I said, withdraw it from the bank. What I do is my sinking funds, I take and move to my savings account. So I move it from my checking account into my savings account, just so that I know not to touch it. And then the only thing that's left in my savings account is just extra money and bill money. And so one other little thing I just wanted to share with you was, as far as how I do with my the way I set up my budget is I set a base amount of money that I use for what I'm using as like my money for the month. And it's not my entire paycheck. Like, it's probably short a couple of $100s off my paycheck. Actually, maybe a few $100s off of my paycheck. And because the reason I did that was because I wanted to make it simple as far as having it an even, rounded off number. And so I did that way. And then we got raises at the beginning of the year, and so since that wasn't even going to be factored in, I didn't include my raise money either. So what's left over from my money that I budget to use for the month, I just keep that in my savings. So that's the other way that I kind of beat the system with how I'm doing my budgeting, is I don't include all of my monthly money into my budget, so that I still have a cushion. And then also all of my change that's left from the week, if I have change, which usually I have a lot of coins left, the coins that I have left, I put that into my piggy bank. So all the coins that I have left from my 2 weeks of budgeting, I put into my piggy bank. And a lot of times it's at least, I probably end up putting about $5 in there every week. Sometimes maybe a little less, but at least about $5. So anyway, I'm going to get off of here now because I've shared enough of that. We'll do that in a separate video. But anyway, bye. Well, I guess since I started this video, I needed to finish it. Since I started talking about the budget process, I guess I needed to go ahead and show you guys, well, go through and tell you the remainder of what I do. So what I'm doing now is transferring. Select the account to transfer from. So I'm transferring from my checking to my savings. And my sinking funds amount right now is $228. And I was thinking that I couldn't do it because I was like, oh, I have to do them in increments of 20, but I forgot I'm not withdrawing. Okay, so yeah, and I wanted to go ahead and do that, which I could have did it on my phone, but since I was still close enough to the bank, I just figured to go ahead and do it while I was over here, so that I wouldn't forget, because I try to make sure that I don't forget to do those things, because like I said, it is keeping me on track. But anyway, so right now I am going to run to the grocery store and pick up some items.